let's take a look at one of the rarer GameCube bundles out there. This is the Hanshin Tigers 2003 winning series, Nintendo GameCube. Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, Lithium here from my channel Nintendo Collecting, and you might be wondering, why are we looking at a bag with pinstripes? This is the bag that the bundle came with, and it also has a jersey inside. So if you're looking at getting this bundle, if you're a completionist, you should probably want to see if you can get the bag and the jersey. Now, in 2003, Hanshin Tigers, which is a baseball team based out of Osaka, Japan, won the championship in Japan. So Nintendo, for some reason, partnered with them, and we're not exactly sure how many of these GameCubes that were made, but I will go through pricing, 2020 pricing, towards the end of the video as well for this. So on the bag, on the one side, we have a relatively good image of what the jersey will look like, which I will pull out, but the jersey has two logos on it, the Nintendo logo and the Hanshin Tigers logo on it. And then on the other side, we get an idea of what the system looks like with pinstripes that kind of matches the bag itself, and a controller with a stylized or personalized logo up there as well. And it even says Nintendo right here on the bag, which is pretty cool. And the GameCube logo is all over the place. So inside the bag, we have the jersey, which I'll just make it look a little bit more clean. I think this is unused, but I will get to that in a moment. And then we also have the bundle box. So I'm going to put the bag to the side, and this is the box for the game, for the system rather, and the controller. How cool does that look? They really made this theme wonderfully perfect for baseball and the pinstripes going on with this look. So I think first of all, let's just take a look at this jersey. And while I look at this jersey, I do want to give a shout out to Geek-Attitude on eBay for selling me this and another pretty rare GameCube that I will be unboxing in the future as well. On this bag, it has this little tag right here. Not quite sure what that means, but I'm just wondering and hoping that that was the authentic bag this came with. So the Tigers jersey. The Tigers jersey has a little logo right here with the letter F. I think that's probably the size or something. I'm not really sure. And then when I open this up a bit, we're going to see the Hanshin Tigers 2003 logo right there on one arm sleeve, and on the other arm sleeve, you get a Nintendo logo. So this means I have an official baseball jersey from Nintendo. This kind of really reminds me of Mario Strikers, which was a game on the Nintendo GameCube that came with a jersey, I think. Maybe not. It was pre-order or something like that. I'm not the best at folding, but we're just going to keep this jersey over here on the side. But yeah, Mario Strikers has a soccer jersey that I also might want to pick up at some point. I'm never going to probably wear this. I'm going to keep it in really good condition. But let's take a look at this boxed system. So, as I said, the theme here is outstanding, and what's really nice about this box system itself is that it comes with a Game Boy player that's just the standard black one. It's unfortunate it's not themed after the console itself, because the Gundam Char's red and the Tales of Symphonia green system gets their own special Game Boy adapters, and same with some of the other rare ones, like the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles white console has a Crystal Chronicle white Game Boy adapter at the bottom. What's also nice about this bundle is that it did come with a memory card, 251 blocks basically. So on the side of the system, we're just going to turn this to the side. It just gives us an image, obviously, of the system and the controller. More of that. Now this isn't in mint shape, there's a little bit of dents here, so I would not call this quite new in box, of course, but I would call it really good condition in the box. Now on the bottom, or I guess this is the back of the console, here we have the system plus the controller plus the AC adapter, the Game Boy player, the disc that's actually the harder piece to find in the Game Boy player. The disc is always less expensive from Japan, by the way, but this console will only play Japanese games. You need to get a freeloader disc if you want to play North American games on this. Alright, let's open this up and take a look at what everything is inside. So I'm going to take a look at most of the stuff in more detail, but we have the controller, the AC adapter still in the blue bag. I'm not sure if this was the original bag that came with it. Someone could say that this is new, but you can't guarantee that because anyone could wind this cable back up and put a twist tie around this. So I'm not really sure. You always have to be careful with that kind of stuff, especially calling these systems new. Most of them were never actually sealed by Nintendo. The console itself, which we'll take a better look at in a moment. We have the Game Boy adapter, the disc for the Game Boy adapter that comes in a little blue case, the instruction manuals, and there is also a box for the memory card 251. I am pretty sure that this is the original to the system itself, but I'm not positive, so if you have one of these, then you can let me know if yours came with the box for the memory card, or if the memory card was just loose inside the system. We know that it came with one because it's actually on the box right there. So just put this to the back, and let's go through this. So first of all, let's take a look at the console itself. If you're after the console itself, you want to try and make sure that you're buying one that isn't that yellowed. Sometimes these systems yellow over time, a lot like the original NES, and sometimes the Super Nintendo. The Gamecubes did it as well. There are two other white Gamecubes that are out there. One's called Pearl, it's from Japan, so it's the white Pearl system. And then there's that really rare Final Fantasy's white, or crystal white console that I said as well. That one's extremely rare. There was a limited edition copy of that, or how many copies there were. But none of them with the pinstripes, which looks really cool. So I love how they did the theming for this. So all four sides has the pinstripes for these. The bottom does not, and the back does not. So I say all four sides, but I just mean the two sides, the front, and the top. On the back, we have, it's white as well, so we have our inputs, of course, here. We have on the bottom, there's the three different ports that you put in. Here, you would actually put in the Game Boy player. Again, I'm not sure if this white port is consistent with the other two white systems that are out. Maybe they made unique colors, because it looks like it's a little bit different color here. You can see on this system, it says it's a DOL001 Japan system. And for this one, it means this jewel actually is removable. It's called a faceplate or a jewel. So this is a really neat logo again. It's obviously Hanshin Tigers, the same as what you see on the bag right there. But if you open up the system, you will notice that there are little tags right here underneath. Not every GameCube has these. Early GameCubes or certain GameCubes, you cannot remove the jewel. But if you just pinch these two together, you will pop out the jewel on the top of the system, and you could replace it. So you could put a different one in there. For example, you can see over here I have the Metroid Prime one that I can remove that. But not all the GameCubes have these as well. These in themselves are pretty collectible, and a lot of people just try and find all of these ones as well. There might even be a different one for the Hanshin Tigers. I'm not positive about that, but if you know about the answer, feel free to comment below and let me know. So to pop it back in, by the way, you just press it back with this little tag in first, and then you press it back into the system. So now you have a really cool different jewel. Now, sometimes on the system, the plastic here also yellows over time or fades, so I'm really happy that I got one in pretty good condition. And like I said, not new, not mint, but in really good condition. I'm going to power this on and make sure it works later today as well. Next up, let's take a look at the controller. Now, the controller looks the exact same as the jet black controllers that were out for the GameCube worldwide. However, instead of the Nintendo GameCube logo at the top, we have a little Hanshin Tigers logo at the top. Other than that, this controller looks pretty similar. On the back of these controllers, there's a little bit of text here. It says Nintendo and the Nintendo GameCube controller. DOL003 made in China is this model of the controller, by the way. The plug that goes in the system for N64 and for GameCube, most of them match the color, obviously, of the controller, which is a nice little option that I'm happy Nintendo always stayed with. Also in this bundle, as I said, the memory card 251. I'm really curious if this one was supposed to come with a box or not. We do have it right there on the box, but I'm not sure if it was just supposed to be a loose memory card or if the seller threw this in or not. So I'm not positive, but it's nice that we do get a memory card with this. And the Game Boy adapter. Now, this black one is the most common one worldwide. There's a lot of different colors of these adapters. There's probably almost 10. So you have the blue or the indigo, you have the jet black, the platinum silver, the spice orange, but then there's the ones that are unique to each system, as I said. So this one's just a plain black one. This in itself isn't that hard to find. What is really hard to find is the disc. Even in Japan, the disc is what's really more expensive. So this particular Game Boy player, it will plug into a North American GameCube and work, but you will need a North American disc if you want to use this on your North American GameCube. If you're using this, obviously, on that GameCube, it'll work with this disc here if you have Japanese games. Otherwise, get a freeloader that works. So here's the memory card that is right there. I think there might be... Yeah, so here's the memory card right there, and I'm wondering if there's a memory card in the box. So let's just see if I got a bonus, maybe from the seller, and got 2 memory cards. We did. I think so. Yeah, we did. So for some reason, we have 2 memory cards with this. It did not belong, or it's not supposed to have 2 memory cards. So I guess this one in here is an extra memory card. That's awesome. It's nice to get those little extra perks sometimes when you get these things delivered to you. All right, and then after the Game Boy adapter, of course, we have this is the AC adapter, so this has the blue bag, as I mentioned. We're also supposed to have the cords to plug it into the system. I'm not exactly sure why mine does not have that, so I'm just going to turn this around and see if it's guaranteed to have that or not. There's no mention of the cords that plug it into the system so you can plug it into your TV. They're not here anyways, so I'm wondering if this came with it or not. So that's interesting to note anyways. And then the instructions with the Japanese GameCube, just to pull these out. We have a pink one, a blue one, a yellow one, another pink one about the controller, and the Nintendo GameCube manual, all in Japanese. But again, for completionists out there, trying to be as comprehensive as possible with everything that I got in my bundle. In terms of prices for all of this, let's start with just getting the console itself. So just say you want the system, but you don't want to get everything with this entire bundle, you just really think the system's pretty cool. On eBay in 2020, the prices just for the system have seemed to be going for somewhere around $150 to $170 US just for the console itself. If you want to buy just the controller's usually going anywhere between, I think, $70 to $90 US just for the controller. The Game Boy adapter is a lot more expensive in North America with the disc. In Japan, it's a lot more reasonably expensive. So if you want to buy just the black one with the disc itself, you can probably find this for like $50 US, but if it's in North America, it's actually more expensive than that. The memory card is probably something like $10 to $15 US. It's not that bad. And then if you want to get the box bundle, but not the jersey and not the bag, the box bundle right now is going for approximately $300 US. Sometimes for auctions, they go for a little bit less. Sometimes for buy it now, it goes for a little bit more. But if you're a completionist and you want the whole bundle, jersey included, and also the wonderful bag that we have up there, then you're probably looking at spending between $450 and $500. The prices do fluctuate sometimes for these things, and who knows where the prices will be in a few years. But this is one of my favorite GameCubes. I love the fact that everything is themed together with the pinstripes and the baseball and the history behind the system, which really makes it something special to collect. Let me know what you think of the Hanshin Tigers Nintendo GameCube bundle as a comment below. And remember, as always, go collect them all, keep smiling while gaming. Thanks for watching, everyone.